What's going on, guys? BriarRabbit here. Sony has nailed the launch of the PlayStation 4. I don't think that anybody can dispute that. They have sold 7 million consoles in just 5 short months. It is unbelievable how fast this thing is selling, and it's fairly expensive at $400. But there is... Oh, hold on. My battery just died. Let me just switch my controller here. Oh, this is so annoying. I swear I've had orgasms that last longer than the battery on this thing. Come on. Sync up. There we go. Oh, there's somebody right behind me. Let me... Oh, nope, not gonna happen. Derp! There we go. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Sony has done a lot of really good things during the launch of the PlayStation 4. You know, free and discounted games on PS Plus, powerful hardware. Everybody seems to really like the controller, but to me, the controller has some real drawbacks. Man, they almost nailed that. It's comfortable, it's responsive, it even has a headphone jack, so you can plug in just about any headset you have. iPhone headsets, stereo headsets, whatever you got, almost all of it will work with the PlayStation 4 controller, and I love that. But if they fixed a couple of flaws on this controller, it could have been the best controller ever made by humans in the universe ever. First, let's talk about the battery life. Now, obviously, I was playing around at the beginning of this. That wasn't live. But the battery life on this thing is just not long enough. I don't know what they put in here, like a Casio watch battery or something, but it just needs a lot more battery life. I mean, and a lot. It should last a couple of days, in my opinion, at least 10 to 12 hours of game time. I know that it's not that big a deal. You just buy 2 controllers, but the controllers for this system are fairly expensive. They're like $55 to get an extra controller, and since you can't replace the battery on it, your only other option would be to plug the thing into your console. And if that's not an option, maybe your console is at the other end of your living room. You don't want to have a USB cable going all the way across your rug. You know, that could be an issue. So for me, the answer is to have a second controller waiting in the wings. For other people, it's plugging it in, but a bigger battery would be an awesome feature on kind of a Rev B situation for the PlayStation controller. Another blunder with this controller is that LED light. Why they made a decision not to be able to turn that thing off blows my mind. I actually sit relatively close to my TV, and when it's dark in my room, I can see the blue light in the TV, the reflection of the blue light from the front of the controller. And I gotta say, it's a little bit distracting, it's a little bit annoying. Why couldn't they just let you turn that off? It would have been a very easy fix, and I'm not sure why they didn't do that, but it would be a great thing to see them improve on. I'd also really like to see them reformulate the rubber compound on the control stick. So a lot of people, me included, have had the rubber on the thumbsticks actually start to crumble, start to tear, start to fall apart, and this is only 5 months into the console cycle, and to be honest with you, it started happening to me about 2 months ago, so the controller was only about 3 months old. I did find a fix for it, but it was a workaround. Basically, it was to buy a thumbstick condom, a grip it or a similar kind of item to put over the rubber on the thumbstick and then kind of protect it from the friction of my thumb going across it all the time. But really, I don't find this to be an acceptable thing. These controllers are really expensive. They're $54. They should last longer than 2 or 3 months. Yes, there is a warranty. If you do have this problem, you can send your controller back to Sony. They will fix it. However, you're stuck without a controller unless you have a backup. And this just seems kind of ridiculous to me. They should fix this immediately. They should come out with a revision B of the controller that has this fixed for good. Also, I really can't stand the start and the share button. First of all, the share button is where the select button used to be, and I don't know about you, but I've hit that thing probably 100 times expecting to hit the select menu and started that share menu while I've been playing a game. That can be really annoying. I would have liked to see them put that in a different place just so my muscle memory wasn't constantly getting me to hit it, trying to see the scoreboard in Call of Duty or something similar to that. Also, the buttons themselves, the share button and the start button or the options button, are both almost flush with the body of the controller. I would have liked to see them have a little bit more of a raised button to make it a little easier to push them. I find that I have to actually press fairly hard to get those to register just because they are so flush with the body of the controller itself. Next, I want to talk a little bit about the Twitch streaming app. So I think it's really cool that you can stream to twitch.tv directly from your PS4. You can even put a little thumbnail of your face up in the top right corner. I think that's great. However, I find that the quality is absurdly bad. Now, if you don't have an Elgato or you don't have a computer, and this is your only way of streaming, you're probably pretty happy with it because it's the only way you can do it. However, if you have an Elgato, you have a computer, you've done Twitch streaming before, you can immediately see that the quality just isn't there. And it's a little bit disappointing because it would cut down on a lot of the preparation and work you have to do to stream. So I'd like to see them up the quality of that Twitch stream a little bit. I'd also like to see them let you be able to move your thumbnail of your face around the screen to any position that you want. This is something that Microsoft does, and I think that's a really nice feature. If you're playing Call of Duty, maybe you don't want your thumbnail in the top right. Maybe you want it in the bottom right, or in the bottom left, or midway between the right-hand side of the screen, kind of in the middle, so you're not interrupting the kill feed or the ammo counter. You know, so all the information on the screen can still be read by your viewer. Things like that would be really nice. These are little simple fixes that I find would really make the Twitch streaming app much more enjoyable, much more usable. But really, it's the quality. They got to get that quality up to the point where people want to actually watch it, because the way it is now, it streams at such a low quality that there's really almost no reason to use it unless you don't have any other way of streaming. Now, I did hear from COD Made Player today. I watched his video, and he talked about a new kind of share button experience where instead of hitting that share button and being taken to the current screen, you're actually going to have this kind of share studio, and there'll be all sorts of editing options. You'll actually be able to offload your video to a USB stick to load it on a computer, and I think that all that is great. I can't wait to get my hands on it, and that's going to come in that next update. But hey, Sony, where is this update? Where is this update that allows us to record the PlayStation 4 without the use of some kind of HTTP stripping device? You've been talking about this since before the PlayStation 4 was even released. And gamers are getting a little impatient, you know? People have been waiting. You know, they didn't want to go out and buy some kind of switch or HTTP stripper. They wanted to do it the legal way, the way that is recommended by you. You know, wait for the HTTP to come off, and then you'll be able to record PlayStation 4 footage with an Elgato or a Game Capture HD or whatever you want to use. Where is this thing? Why aren't you telling us when it's going to come out? I'm really getting a little frustrated by that. I'd like to see this come out right away, or at least tell us the date it's going to happen. The next thing I want to talk about is the friends list, and I think it's awesome. Sony has done a much better job with their friends list than they did with the PlayStation 3. I also like that you can have a lot of friends. However, the problem I have is that there's no way to organize your friends list. You can't organize by YouTube friends. You can't organize by guys who play COD. You can't organize by any kind of situation. Basically, you have this one big, bulky friends list, and as it fills up, it gets harder and harder to organize for yourself. So I'd really like to see them add some kind of a circle system similar to Google Plus, or some kind of categories for your friends system, just so it's a little easier to organize, just so it's a little easier to find exactly who you're looking for, and that would be a real improvement. Along similar lines, I'd like to see them update the cross-media bar. I'm not sure if they still call it that on the PlayStation 4, but basically what happens is I've got this really long list of all the games I've played, all the apps I have, kind of all of that stuff in just one long linear list, and it's kind of a bear to get through and to find exactly what I want. I'd like to see them organize that a little bit better, figure out a way so that I can easily and quickly find what exactly I'm looking for. So that is going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. It really helps me out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!